Well, hello, I thought we'd have a quick catch-up on the Hacker Sovereign, which I've done a bit of work on. When we last looked at it, it was a bit ropey in places. I had to reconnect the power supply. It had a lack of long wave, and in the end I traced that down to being an open circuit ferrite coil, which is unfortunate. I tried, I had a look to see if I could repair it, but it was, unfortunately, it was the one with lots of turns, not the one with few turns as we had in one of the other radios, so I wasn't really able to rewind it. I couldn't really find where the end of it was, or whether I could see the wire come off. Anyway, one of the things about sometimes not being able to repair radios is that you can use them as donors, so I got a long wave coil out of another radio, and that's working again, although it's obviously a different inductance, and I can't quite drive it into the right place to get the tuning needle in the right place with the capacitor that's fitted. Also, the tuning capacitor's value is not noted on the circuit diagram, which makes it hard to come up with a replacement for it and possibly get it right. Maybe I'll look at that sometime. I'm not massively worried by it. The other, obviously I put some proper these little drawer adapters in for the PP3s, instead of having just kicking around. If they go here, then they feed nicely into the holes where the PP9 adapters were. I also disconnected these sockets at the back because I'm not going to use them. At some point what I want to do is try and tidy this up and get something here. I believe the original had a sort of grill similar to the one on the front. So if I can find something like that, I'll put that in place of those things there. What else? Yeah, there was still a problem with it being intermittent a lot of the time, and a lot of oscillation whenever you turn the bass up in the audio stage, which is here. I mean, it was really loud, heavy oscillation. It sounded like a flatulent elephant. In the end, it has this little nasty, cheap little connector here, which was formed of these things which go into the board and this connector which you have to prise apart and things soldered onto it, and it was quite intermittent. I tried cleaning it up, but in the end I just hardwired everything into the board and it works much better now. I don't know why people sometimes obsess over putting removable connectors into these sort of things. If you put one of these things in and you're not expecting to remove it, then don't bother with it, just hardwire it, because all that will happen is what's happened here. It oxidizes and you can never get it to work properly. So yeah, it works much better, as I said, now that I've hardwired it. I think that's about it really. Overall, it's come out as it makes quite a good sound. I quite like it. I would still at some point like to look at the possibility of seeing if you can extend the range so you can get a few more stations at the top end which aren't available on it, because it only goes up to 101. But other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much job done.